The WWE moving truck has spent the past 2 weeks driving across America. Jeff Gordon kicked it off in Charlotte, and it stopped in 16 cities across the country, including the Vikings game last weekend. So Friday, it will arrive in LA for the huge premiere of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. And guys, we already knew Friday has a star-studded lineup for the debut of SmackDown featuring Hulk Hogan and more. But the big announcement from yesterday, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will also be there. That's a big deal. I cannot wait for that. So we're going to switch gears now to Tom Brady and the Patriots. It is no secret that the Patriots defense has been outstanding so far. New England leads the league in points per game allowed, yards per game allowed, interceptions, and sacks. Tom Brady was held to 150 passing yards against the Bills and still got the win last night. Brady had high praise for his defense. Take a listen.
Our defense is playing great football. The best football I can ever remember our defense playing, which has been really spectacular to watch. And we're all excited about the way that they're playing.
Shannon, what do you make of Brady saying this?
Brady stating the obvious. If I'm not mistaken, a guy named Shannon Sharp that has a pinstripe suit and the bow tie on today sat across from that guy over there named Skip Bayless. Well, Skip Sharp sometimes. It all depends on a given day who he wants to be. I said that. And Skip said, I don't know about all that. But it seems to me, Skip, that this is how, sorry about that, Jenny.
It's okay.
I believe that Brady is realizing that this year, Skip, they're going to win a large share of their games with the defense. Now, Skip Bayless said, when Aaron Rodgers said, I finally have a defense, Skip said Brady was finally admitting, acknowledging he couldn't do it anymore. Is that what your guy doing? See, the problem that I have with a lot of people is that they Brady, while refusing to acknowledge just how great his defenses have been. In Brady's 19 seasons as a starter, only 3 times in those 19 years has he had a defense finish outside of the top 10 in scoring. 3 times in 19 seasons. In 40 playoff games, Skip Bayless, did you know this? In the fourth quarter, his defense is allowing less than a touchdown a game in 40 playoff games. In 13 of that 40, almost a third, they've given up 0 points. Can I interest you in the Super Bowl last year? Can I interest you in the Super Bowl against the Legion of Boom? Can I interest you in the Super Bowl against the Falcons? Can I interest you in the AFC Championship game in which they gave up 3 points to the Jag? That's what Tom Brady has played with basically his entire career as a starter. You minimize that, but it's a great luxury to have. I'm not casting, because I know what Tom Brady is. I know what he represents, but I also know what he's playing with. And he's playing with this. Now, for me, Skip, it's hard for me to really say just how good this defense is, because I think you will even agree with this. He's played against some crappy offenses. You know, I think we can all agree with that. I think Buffalo, Miami, the Jets, Pittsburgh, whatever's going on with they're trying to figure it out. But let's just be honest. They played terrible offenses, and we don't know if they're going to even face. They got Washington, they got the Giants, they got the Jets again. So we still are a ways away before they play what we would consider, really good offenses. So time will tell. But over Brady's career, he's historically had really, really good scoring defenses. And that's how you win. You can get all these numbers, well, they don't sack the quarterback, or they don't hit the quarterback, or they don't pick passes. At the end of the day, you win games by scoring more and giving up fewer than your opponent. And no one has scored more, but I can assure you, no one has given up fewer points in Brady's tenure than the Patriots D. Brady's stating the obvious, what I've been trying to tell you all along.
So, you opened your, I think it was 8.5 minutes soliloquy. Yeah, it was somewhere way back. I lost track. But you opened up by saying, somebody told you so. This Patriot defense is all-time. No,
I didn't say no. I didn't say no all-time.
That's where you're heading.
No, it wasn't.
But then you backed out of that and you said, well, but.
No, I said they're good. We don't know just how good, because we thought the Packers were good in the first 3 games until.
So, you shamed me for 3 straight weeks. You said the Cowboys have played nobody.
Yes.
The Patriot defense has played nobody. And we're elevating them. We're crowning them. We're immortalizing this defense. I think Tom Brady's laying it on a little thick because he knew he had to eat a little humble pie for his team's sake to say, well, this might be the best defense I've ever played with in New England. And yet, to your point, I'm going to go a little deeper into your point. Opening night, Ben Roethlisberger tried to play with a torn ligament in his elbow. They said it wasn't Tommy John. Well, there are two ligaments in your elbow. There's the ulnar collateral and there's the radial collateral. So he didn't tear the ulnar, I guess, because that's Tommy John surgery. Right. So the other one got torn because, did you see him last night on the sideline? He had a big old cast on, didn't he?
And they don't put those on for no reason.
They don't. He had full-on reconnective rupture surgery in one of the ligaments in his elbow.
Yes.
And I don't know which one, but he tried to throw with it on opening night, and I'm opening Sunday night.
Correct.
And I came in here on Monday, and I said, Shannon, I don't even recognize that guy. It looked like he couldn't throw it 7 yards, right?
And when he did throw it, it was way
off. And then he tried to go against Seattle, and he lasted about a series, and he said, he was pointing to his elbow. He said, I just can't throw. Right. He tore his I don't know how he did it. I've never heard of a quarterback tearing his ligament the way a baseball pitcher does because the baseball pitch is unnatural, and usually the football throw, where you turn your thumb under, is natural. Right? Usually you don't. How many ruptures have you heard of elbows?
I've never heard one.
Well, I don't know what happened, but Patriots caught quite a break on opening night because they got to play against a quarterback whose QBR that night was 18, scale of 0 to 100. Then at Miami, they got Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then they got a little bit of Josh Rosen. Ooh. Ryan Fitzpatrick's QBR that day was 3 on a scale of 0 to 100, and Josh Rosen came on and threw 18 more passes and a QBR of 5. Yikes. Had something to do with the defense, but might have had a whole lot to do with the quarterback,
with those two,
right?
Yes.
Then Jets come to New England with the immortal Luke Falk at quarterback. What are we down to? Third string quarterback?
Yeah.
And he had a QBR that day of 8 on a scale of 11.
Wow.
So if I add up all the QBRs for the year, the average is 11 that those quarterbacks have achieved on a scale of 0 to 100 against this Patriot defense. And of course, it's doubled everybody in interceptions, and it's tied for first in sacks. But when I look at the quality of opposition, it's bottom of the barrel.
It is.
I mean, it's just like break after break after break. And as you point out, they continue to get breaks because their first test really isn't until October 27th when Baker Mayfield and Odell and if Jarvis is healthy by then. Chubb. They visit. Maybe that's your first test, October 27th. Then they go to Lamar Jackson. That's something of a test. I don't know if it's full on, but then they have to go to Carson Wentz. That'll be a test. I'll give you that one. Then Dak visits. We'll see about that. You say he's way overrated.
No. He got to win that game. Yeah, okay. Now, if he wins that game, now, Skip, I might have to come in here with a Cowboys jersey on.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go in that.
Did we just have a vow, a promise?
No, we're not going that far. Yeah. Hold on just a second.
I don't think you would have anything to worry about on that game because I don't think they can win up there. But then the Patriots go to Deshaun Watson, and he has played very well against them in the past, but not this year. So I don't know what's happening. They can't protect him at all. And then December 8th is obviously Patrick Mahomes at Foxborough, so that will be a test.
Right.
So I look at this defense, and it's basically the same unit as last year, except the kids in the secondary are growing up, right?
Right.
Except that they lost Trey Flowers and they lost Malcolm Brown from the pass rush. So I don't know, is it really as good as it was? I don't know, because I'm going to remind you, last year, this same unit with Trey Flowers and with Malcolm Brown at Jacksonville gave up 31 points and 414 yards to Blake Bortles' offense, right? 26 points at Detroit and 40 to Mahomes, obviously, and 441 yards. 31 points at Chicago and 453 yards by Mitchell Trubisky. 34 points at Tennessee. You just ridiculed him for that. 34 at Miami, including 412 total yards, and the Miami Miracle that cost them home field advantage and forced them to go to Kansas City, where Tom Brady was extraordinary once again.
Right.
But that defense was hit and miss. It took a while once it started to sort of come together.
But I think the thing, Skip, but Tom is looking at it. Tom doesn't break the defense down like you and I do. I mean, when I was
I'll bet he does in the back of his mind. He wouldn't say so publicly.
But for me, Skip, when I was when I was on that Ravens defense, and to this day is still giving up the fewest points, 165 points.
You practice against
them. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking like, man, that was I just thought they made everybody look bad. And when you look back at it, they did. Because they were knocking quarterbacks out left and right. I mean, they didn't have any choice but to play the third quarterback because they had knocked the first two out.
Yep.
So Tom is like,
but surely you practiced and you were saying,
oh yeah,
God, these
I
guys
knew they
are
were special.
hard.
Yeah. In training camp, I knew they were special
Because you
they
had
could run.
who? Trent Dilfer throwing?
Yeah. Because we started with Tony Banks.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't score a point for 5. We didn't score a touchdown, an offensive touchdown for 5 straight weeks, and we won 3 of those ball games.
Huh.
Let that sink
Wow.
It's impossible.
Couldn't score one.
in. We didn't score one offensive touchdown, and we won 3 of those ball games.
Wow.
And then they made the switch. So you could see, Skip, how special they were. I was like, if we give them 10 points, 14 points, we could be really special. But Skip, what they've given up, 27 points total?
And they've played nobody.
They haven't.
Okay? They haven't. So it's one of those years, and you asked me Friday, do you really think they could go 16-0? Well, I don't know. With this schedule and the way it's breaking and the breaks they're getting, injuries tend to even out. I'm knocking on wood for everybody.
The key is going to be Tom's help.
Yeah, okay.
The key is going to be his help.
And as Eric Mangini suggested on the show yesterday, he's fighting with some calf injury that seemed to take away whatever tiny bit of mobility that he did have.
Yeah.
And Skip, I say this all the time, and people they think it's your arm or your shoulder, but it's your legs. Even with pitchers, you can't drive, Skip, and with quarterbacks, it's the lower half. You can't drive, and that's everything. That's how he generates everything.
True. That is a very good point. Yep. And if it's his right calf, and he can't push.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well.
Okay, Tom Brady. You never know with that guy. Hopefully nothing too serious. We're going to switch gears to LeBron because, it's just been too long since we've talked about the guy. During the Lakers media day.